Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreon, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So a massive shout out of appreciation to Abraham Mohammed, Adam, Adrian Quintana, Alistair Main, Billy Hivolt, Blue Ridge Ranger, I believe you're a new Patreon, thank you very much for joining us. Burn fat till my stomach is as flat as the earth, Chow Young Cat, Dank, Dave Rackier Gafford, David Wayne Foster, Edwin Johnson, Erwin Jennisons, Felix Hung, Fireball X, God Rockin, Henrik86, Jeranism, Kirsten Smith, Liam Nedrick, Life is Short, Matt, Missouri Bear, Nagara, Nathan Thompson, Naibai, Qatar Craig, Renee, Rob H, Sally Bellis, Silver Umbrella, Skeptic936, Texas Mike, The Real Gabster, Tina Baker, Tom Hawkins and Windrider. So a massive shout out of appreciation to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now we are joined by a whole bunch of people in both Discord and G+, so I'll hopefully find out who's in there. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Good morning.
We were just talking
Jose?
about no, not Jose. It was just another debate. So
Sequitur?
Nathan, Nathan Thomas was on it, Thompson or whatever, and
That was the modern day debate one, the one with the Team Skeptic.
whatever. Let's not get stuck. It wasn't 24/7. Let's put it that way. And then so I hear Nathan Thompson debating, and Xanax there talking about Coriolis and the same old arguments that he got shot down here a million times, got more holes than Bonnie and Clyde. And I'm just listening, and now take that to your comment. It just seems like we're talking past each other. We've been talking past each other forever.
Yeah.
I mean, no one even asked Zanuck what are the causes of Coriolis, which would have ended the argument.
Yeah. They're saying it was in another Discord channel. I noticed one time QE and Emma or something were like on Emma's Discord channel. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, Emma's got a channel now, but that's different. That was this was an actual debate channel. Looked like 24/7 with all the people there, and the ballers were going crazy there.
Maybe it was like a promotional thing for one of the channels. Sometimes there's like an invitation for flat earthers to come on some other Discord, and they just make the topic flat Earth, and
I
it's
think it was
mostly
a
new.
Jim. I think it was a Jim Panda.
What,
He was
really?
on there. He was on there.
Oh yeah, he comes on. Yeah, he comes on to those events, and there's a promotional thing going on, flat Earth on another channel. He shows up to, well, if he can and knows, and it's,
Here, I'll go look at my history and see what it was. No, it was a joke. The whole thing was a.
yeah, I'm familiar with like on the weekends I sometimes go on Jump Panda server, so I'm kind of familiar with like some of the baller arguments, I guess you could say.
It's the same ones we took down here months ago. But you get on that channel or something like it, and then they just beg into question and fallacy, and all the flat earthers fall for it.
That's what I noticed. I noticed we get very distracted. Like it seems like that's their tactic, is to get us off course. Like if it's like Nathan says, it's like when it's a devastating blow or something like that, they have to focus on something else. And how do I say, red herring the point.
Yeah, they have to
Well,
stop.
I know what you're saying.
They have
Go
to
ahead,
stop
Nathan.
the devastating rebuttal reaching the audience. So as soon as they detect that they've lost, they're going to talk through every single word you say.
Yeah, that's why it's easier to like. I've always been a fan of the Nathan show because it's like more to the point, and points don't get obfuscated and red herring. And in other places, it seems like even in my Discord channel, is the Xerings one. Like I just sit in the background and listen. I don't get involved in every debate, but I listen. The flat earthers get distracted, and of course, and it just jumps from subject to subject, and the subjects don't get resolved.
Got Anthony Riley to thank for that. So after about 100 shows, he got in touch with me, and on a Skype call he showed me his editing software. And what he was doing was he was taking a Hank Hill argument with Paper Explanator and hacking it to pieces over the course of a 2-hour debate to show that the question had been asked in regards to, I think it was the inverse square law and the distance to the stars or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But he basically had Paper Explanator up against the wall, and every glober that was in there distracted away onto a different subject. And then later, much later, sort of 45 minutes to an hour later, Paper Explanator, amidst a totally random subject, disclaimed his loss. In other words, gave the point that was being argued by Hank Hill. The victory wasn't ever taken because Hank Hill was long gone. And Anthony pointed out, look, this is a point where one of your panel members has got a glober absolutely held to task, and all that's happened is all of the other fundies have piped up, changed the subject, distracted away from that subject, so that it can't be resolved in a nice, concise way, and there's no concise points being communicated to the audience. So Anthony said, well, it would be far better if these arguing points, once you're on topic with a particular arguing point, keep it on topic. And I said, yeah, I can do that. That's not particularly difficult. How naive was I? Because all they do now is fight tooth and nail to try and get their way around that particular point, or cry foul. You're stopping me from ruining your point by talking through it non-stop. That's what they mean when they say you're muting me.
Hello,
Yep.
guys.
Hey, Flatzoid. Yeah, we see it all the time here on your debate shows. And then when you pop into some of theirs, you see them going in circles and circles, no one conceding, and it's like hours and hours. It's like, who can do this? This is such nonsense.
Yeah, they're pretty good at coming up with another just so explanation, but then they can't cite it, they can't demonstrate it, and then you catch them on that.
Well, this is the very fact why there's this big brouhaha about the black swan being presented properly. Because if you don't, they're going to do the very same thing about it. They're going to focus on the platforms or something else instead of the horizon.
It's actually very simple. Just don't make claims you can't validate.
Well, that's what debate's all about, is one side saying, prove your side, and when they can't, everyone could see it's over. But what these guys do is, instead of sticking to what the first guy said, they change it to, in the case of the black swan, not the horizon, but they go to the platforms, and the flat earthers that aren't experienced enough to debate don't realize the obfuscation and the red herring.
Well, that's the thing about, I'll use this as an advertisement for the Discord channel. Like hearing the show, like the Nathan Oakley show, and listening to the arguments and how Nathan and others debate is one thing. But then when you're in the ring and actually debating, it's another thing. So for this reason, I encourage people to get on Discord and just practice debating. Like, don't go there trying to fight the Globers, because then it just descends into farce. But just like test your arguments and say, okay, well, what about this? And just practice debating. Because listening is one thing, but doing it is another thing.
And being
True.
defeated by a globe argument isn't necessarily losing, because the Earth is obviously and observably flat. The fact that somebody can get one over you with a logical fallacy doesn't suddenly turn the world spherical. Doesn't suddenly mean the horizon's a physical location for boats to go over. Doesn't suddenly mean space is real. It just means that somebody who's more adept at the debate has got one over you with, more likely than not, a logical fallacy. Well, that's nothing to be ashamed of, or be like them and rebel against it and talk through them non-stop just because you've been beaten. Just accept it like Righteous is saying, but do it off air. Don't embarrass yourself publicly on one of these shows, because it's just, there is a perception from admittedly the thicker people who watch that is a win for the sphere, therefore Earth's a sphere, because somebody's won a debate about it. Now you could argue the other way around and go, well, just because you've won with logic, reason, scientific empiricism, that doesn't mean the Earth's flat. Well, I would say differently. So don't necessarily jump straight into these live debates to make an ass of yourself and basically do a poor job of representing us, because we're representing flat Earth, right? As much as I hate to admit that, I'd rather just be me. But there we go. That's how it is.
Well, let's take the Black Swan just recently with the slides that Kiwi provided of the argument. All you got to do is read it. You don't have to do anything. And if they argued, you just go read it again, because it's the modus tollens is there, and then the full-on explanation prior to that is there. And it's using the radius of the Earth, their numbers. All you got to do is read it. But why is it that people don't want to just read it?
I don't know. We're very privileged to have somebody who's as fastidious and has as high an attention to detail as Quantum Eraser does, because he lays out the argument, he'll lay out all counterpoints and debunks to the counterpoint in a single presentation. And he's done that with all of the arguing points. For me, it was nice and simple. You watch them, anything you're not clear on, I ask very politely, please, can you explain this? I don't quite understand it, as opposed to, give me this information! Anyway, so once you're at the point that you can understand the presentations that he makes, you're well equipped to fight the argument. The problem comes when people don't want to take on board the argument and its structure, or pay attention to what they might have in rebuttal, which is all laid out very concisely.
Yeah, he goes into one by one, he checks them off, what they're going to come up with. Gives you what makes up atmospheric refraction. I'm looking at it. It's right here. Mirages, looming, towering, stooping, sinking. I mean, it's not hard. It's right here. I don't have to recreate something. It's right here.
No, it's not. You're right.
I like the looming one, because there's no definition of horizon looming over horizon.
Non
Well, he
sequitur.
quotes a hostile witness for that.
Non sequitur fallacy.
Non
Can't loom
sequitur
the
fallacy.
horizon above the horizon. It's completely non sequitur.
You're getting muffled up, Nathan. Could you repeat that?
I said it's a non sequitur fallacy. You cannot loom the horizon above the horizon. It's completely non sequitur. When you listen to any of the descriptions of looming, they're describing things moving with respect to the horizon. Not the horizon moving with respect to the horizon. That's completely non sequitur. It makes no sense.
Okay. That's a good way of putting it.
But that's what they've got to do. But that's fine. I'm more than happy to allow them to use that non sequitur fallacy, because like yesterday with an orthodox. So you're not arguing that we have a geometric sphere edge for boats to go over? And reply from an orthodox the fundy globehead who has a religion that we live on a sphere. No, I'm not arguing that we have a physical geometric edge I've reified into existence. Welcome to flat Earth, Mr. Geometric Sphere Edge worshipping fundy, if you're no longer arguing for that sphere edge, because we've debunked it with the black swan, then you are, by definition, a flat earther, because that is the tenets of your religion, that the horizon is the geometric edge of your sphere, for boats to go over, to obscure islands in the distance, and to bend when you go up in altitude. So as soon as they deny it, or claim that it's loomed above the horizon with a non sequitur fallacy, you say, so it's not geometric then? Ergo we win. You lose, Earth not a sphere. Over time, I really hope the rest of the flat earthers understand this. Rearranging it to say, actually, seeing a horizon that's not possible on a sphere because it's geometrically not capable of doing so is actually a common occurrence. Therefore, we're going to rearrange this and call it a white swan. Even though calling it a white swan makes absolutely no sense and is totally out of context, destroys the logical consistency of the argument, and leaves you in a position where if somebody is to present precisely what they claim is a geometric sphere edge in front of something, you can just go round and round in circles arguing about curve calculators all day, rather than pointing out that the black swan debunks the notion that we have what they claim on a daily basis is a geometric sphere edge for a horizon. No, we don't. We can demonstrate it. There are more than one example of black swan. However, formulating it into a logical consistency that makes it plain to an audience who's listening that it is a geometric impossibility to have the imagery demonstrated with those two oil platforms, then you debunk the notion that we have a geometric sphere edge for a horizon. It doesn't suddenly return to being a geometric horizon the following day. Now, I've had plenty of people who've commented and showed me those exact platforms with the horizon in front and gone, explain this! You go, what, this white swan? We've debunked the notion that it's a geometric sphere edge, I'm afraid, my friend. It doesn't suddenly return to being your fundy belief when you reify your model into that position the following day. Because we've debunked it with the black swan. Now, great for all you flat earthers who think I can go out and find a geometric impossibility for a horizon as well. Good on you. But please don't rearrange the logical consistency that obliterates any notion whatsoever that we live on a geometric sphere with an edge for boats to go over, because we've debunked that. Just say thank you.
Hear, hear.
All right, Nathan, they can't hear you in Discord.
Oh, really? I'll refresh it.
Yeah.
You'll have to say it all again.
No, they can just watch on the
It's
they can watch on the
recorded.
after show on the Nathan Oakley channel. Can you all hear me in Discord
recorded.
now? Just quick sound check in Discord. Can you all hear me? Check, check, check. My light's flashing. Any chance you can... Hey, Righteous, you're in Discord now. Not hearing anything from you either. No, Highlander's flashing, nothing. Okay, let's just disconnect and reconnect then. Let's try that. Check, check, check.
I don't hear an echo.
Can you try anything? Can you go back into Discord and just see if you can actually hear me though? Okay.
No.
That's not an issue I was intending on having this morning. Talk amongst
You
yourselves.
got
I'll see if I can figure it out.
13 minutes to fix it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Am I off mute? Yeah, I'm off mute. While you were saying that, I was like remembering something, because this guy named Domesticated Primate, he's in Discord right now, he was posting like a meme of like asking the Globers, where's the horizon, right? On some like pictures. And now I'm noticing the ballers are making that argument. So it's like so weird. Like, how is it? Like, maybe I can share it, but I think Nathan's busy.
The ballers
actually-
are making what argument?
The argument of where the horizon is. Because I have a meme on screen right now.
But just so it's clear, the argument is based on the radius of the Earth of 3959, coming from the subject matter expert, a hostile witness, Andrew Thomas Young, as well as many other, places that validate the math, because you got to have math for the circumference and radius of the Earth, and they gave it to us. So we have their model. It's the exact globe they say we live on. And at a 1 foot observer height, the horizon can be no greater, maximum distance on a sphere, 1.22 miles. Now, if we live on a sphere, that photo of the black swan is an impossibility because it shows 9.41 miles and further. The horizon's behind that. So this is the argument that the flat earthers don't get and the ballers are running scared from.
1 second, 10th man. Can you hear me in Discord? No. Your shows is working perfectly. Bizarre.
I heard something.
Anyways, I guess I'll share it just with you, 10th man. So we're talking about something.
Hang on. Help Nathan with Discord first. It sounds like he's wanting your help.
I'm in
first.
Discord, so if I hear him, I'll hear an echo.
See.
Oh,
I got you. Go ahead.
You're in Discord, but you still can't hear me.
Yeah.
Huh. Right now, can you hear me now? Check.
Thought I seen your icon flash, but I
I
don't
see
think
it
I heard
flashing,
you.
but you
Let me
can't hear
check
me.
and go in there. Get rid of
Okay.
this screen that I have up.
Okay.
Cancel. No.
Check. No, nothing. Okay, I'll reload Discord completely and see how that gets on.
Okay, Highlander says to change your settings to flat Earth settings.
Very useful.
Hey, Highlander, I hope you wake up with the Black Swan.
Anyways, I'll share this image. I'll share this image with 10th man.
Go ahead.
Share screen. Whole thing, share. I'll blow it up. It's this image. Actually, let me blow it up more. So maybe people can see it in the thumbnail. Yeah, they're basically asking, if you look at the, hold on, what is the context of this? Basically, the baller's asking, where's the horizon in this picture? So they're basically making our argument. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but even with this picture, I don't know my height. I don't know where I'm at. I look like I'm pretty high up because the boat looks below me. It's obvious where the horizon is on that picture. It's behind that thing, but who cares?
But the thing is, it's like
need to tie.
been...
No,
Sorry?
I know, but how are you going to tie this to the radius of the Earth if I don't know the height?
I understand what you're saying, but they're making an argument for a non-geometric horizon. That's the main thing. It's like they can't do that.
No, that's the beautiful thing. If you stick to the argument the way it is, they have to say the horizon is a not actual position.
Exactly. So it's interesting how they're making.
Welcome to Flat Earth, baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what we've been saying all this time.
Yeah, it's like they're adapting to our arguments and just saying, yeah, it still proves the ball.
No, it doesn't prove the ball. It proves the not actual horizon. That's what it proves.
It's like to them, if they say it proves the ball, then it just proves the ball. They don't have to explain or anything. It's just say, oh,
The
it still
way-
proves the ball.
Hang on. Ballers, listen, if you're listening to re-airing of the show. If P, then Q. Not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, P, then horizon distance measurements must be no more than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, Q. See the curve calculators. Not Q, therefore not P. Earth is not a sphere. The problem with the ballers is they have an actual measurement that we can hold them to, the radius. We don't have that as flat earthers.
Can you check Discord again to see if it's working?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Check. Check.
I didn't hear anything. Let me try talking, see if you can hear me.
No.
Nope.
Try refreshing once more. No, still nothing.
Nathan, was there an update or reset that happened that might have thrown your settings off?
No.
Have we asked the people on Discord to get off and come back on?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to help. I'm trying to figure it out, don't worry. Just leave me with it.
All right, so filling dead air.
Well, we can talk about what we were just talking about.
But they, you know what? Like, we've been making this argument all along. It's just like more obvious now because they always had to change where the horizon is in fraction, right? It's working now. Or it
Well,
was for a second.
Yeah, I clicked the let's check button and it checked if it was all okay. But it is. It must be a problem with Discord because everything seems to be lined up.
You mean you did the voice settings? Let me see. Yeah, the mic test. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Just click let's check.
Check.
And I get feedback. But it's also sending that through Discord. It tells me that it's all working okay. That all the connections are correct. But Discord's flashing, so it's showing that it's picking up my voice. It's just not playing it out to everyone in the Discord server, which makes no sense.
So I think that's on your end then, because it's working in Discord. So it's something probably in your end in sound settings or something.
So righteous.
I mean, I think, I'm not sure.
That's
Yes.
the problem, righteous. They have to change.
Yeah, I can't seem to get it to work. Fortunately, I've run out of time now. Try disconnecting and reconnecting once more. No, still nothing. What do you reckon? Shall I restart the computer and just end this as a pre-show?
Completely up to you.
Yeah, I think I might do that. So, as strange as this is, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who tuned in to this uncut pre-show, as exciting as it was. Hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!